Tracy Williams, your success coach, your results expert, your partner in believing. When I sat down to write this message, not yet knowing what it was that I wanted to write about, I got up 3 times to do something. All of a sudden, that part of me that's capable of noticing what I'm noticing, noticed that this is a habit of mine. That experience is exactly what inspired me for this message. It got me thinking deeply about what Henry David Thoreau noticed and reported when he first moved into the cabin on Walden Pond. He moved there to do an experiment with what he called living deliberately. Just a few days after moving in, he had fallen into a pattern or a habit of taking the same path down to the pond to bathe. He realized that he was not living deliberately at all. His desire was to have a different experience by being deliberate instead of being habitual. What might he see? What might he experience by taking a different path each day? He wondered. That noticing that he was taking the same path already every day, that he had created a habit already, got him thinking about the fact that if we can so easily create and live external habits, what internal habits are we creating and living by that blind us from a much greater, more successful, more alive-making life? Now, neuroscience today knows exactly how habits are formed and how mental habits actually engage and can involve physical habits, making habits stronger and much more difficult to change. So let's take my experience today. Apparently, a long time ago, instead of deliberately choosing to work through the discomfort of focusing when I didn't know what my next step was, I allowed or created a habit of getting up and doing something. That was the way that I delayed or distracted myself from doing what was a bit uncomfortable. Learning to really focus, learning to bring those creative juices to the forefront right away. So now I have a mental habit and a physical habit. It's easy, and it's part of my paradigm for me to look at this and to just say, getting up and going and doing whatever is just a break where I can get my juices flowing. But really, it's not a break. It's a distraction. It's a paradigm. It's a habit that's not serving me. It's less efficient than the habit of learning to focus. So how do I deal with this, and how can you deal with similar paradigms, similar habits? First of all, I have to notice what I'm noticing. I have to notice what it is that I'm doing. I have to recognize that habit. And when my body wants to get up and do something to avoid the uncomfortable experience of not knowing what to do next, that part of me that really desires a better habit, that part of me that's far greater than my circumstances, simply says no. Now, the change isn't going to happen right away, but if I do that deliberately over and over again over time, the physical habit will be broken, and then the mental habit will be so much easier because they're not banding together to keep me in this habitual form. In doing that, I'm creating a new habit, and I'm becoming very comfortable with not knowing what my next step is. And once I start to get comfortable with that, then I actually start to look forward to that, because now it's becoming comfortable. And now it's an opportunity to discover that next step. So here's to new, empowering habits.